Question 956. Is social media a force for good or evil?
Both.
Both. And it could be a force for stupidity, and it could be a force for non sequiturs that don't matter in life.
You can use a
Just
hammer to
depends on
build a
how
house
it's
for the
used and
brain
who's
somewhat.
reading it.
Exactly.
But is the fact that they are controlled by people with motives that are, let's go with secret.
Oh, you mean in terms of like data mining and stuff?
Well, in the sense that they have their own aims that are not necessarily counter to society.
Well, sure, but I mean that sucks. But I think it's also cute that people think privacy still exists. So
not necessarily. That's what they're.
No, I don't think it does at all. Is the point?
I think it's entirely dependent on who's running it and how they choose to run it. Their bias. If they choose, there are some biases that are antisocial and anti-progressive, and others that do consider, the human condition and progress. So,
and also for individuals using social media, some people use that screen as a way to distance themselves to the point where they dehumanize other people. Like they say stuff online that they would never say to someone's face, and that's unfortunate. But
well, that's just the human condition.
Yeah, exactly. But like I've also like quite effectively done internet activism that has yielded results. So and felt really fucking good about it. So that's nice.
There is only so far you can go with any internet activism, though. So
saved a girl's life once. Me and a shit ton of other people, but we all did it. Got her out of a hotel before she was going to be taken back to her family to be murdered because she was an atheist from an Islamic country.
Julie, what I'm saying is you're not going to affect massive social change from online activism. That's never going to happen.
Sorry, saving one woman's life isn't enough for you, Jeff, but all right, that's fine.
Julie, that's not what I'm fucking saying.
For me, it's a complicated sort of answer. I mean, it obviously has massive positive effects in many people's lives. Just look at all of us here in this chat right now.
I was just about to say that. Thank you.
Thanks, Sam.
If I look at it from a different perspective, though, if I take all the social media avenues in my life and look at which ones are genuinely used to, and I'm doing big air quotes, stay connected, and which ones are places to bitch, to argue and debate, which in itself can be a good thing.
Entertainment.
I have to say more, on the whole, is negative, even if it's only a 55 to 45% unbalance.
Is it a time sink, or is what it does to your mental health?
Probably the effect it has on my mental health and the effects I see it have on society, in my, layman's opinion.
I respect that very much, Sammy. I've had some hard stuff on the internet in terms of mental health, but I will say though that since COVID-19 happened, and I've basically been in my apartment for 4 months, I think it's been really good for my mental health because I interact with y'all more than I do with any of my family or IRL
But do
friends.
you think it stopped you reaching out to people locally?
I'm sorry?
Do you think it stopped you reaching out to people locally?
No, because I still do Zoom and play D&D with my IRL friends, and we still do family gatherings via Zoom. But I can't go see my 77-year-old parents because I could be an asymptomatic carrier at any point, and they both have underlying health conditions. So I can't,
Because
could you imagine?
Although they are beginning to have doubts
guys.
whether or
Think
not
about it
being asymptomatic you can carry.
Well, good. If they find
Think
out
if we all just had rotary phones still,
yeah,
and
exactly.
3 or 4 channels on the TV, and this happened,
we'd be losing our
Or
goddamn
even-
minds by now. Like there'd
or
be
even
more
riots.
dial-up.
suicides, there'd be more domestic violence. Absolutely.
Right,
Yeah.
let me catch
This
up on
is,
the chat
I think it's
quickly.
keeping a lot of people in check and giving them outlets and people to talk to when they need it. So
I agree. Plus, I
do
have
agree.
friends in other countries now. I never had that
Hello.
before. Sorry, Dave.
Same.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying hello.
I think one thing that's important to remember with social media is that it's social media is not going to change the culture.
It already has changed the culture.
Well, just by its existence on that level, yes. However, it's not going to change other tenets of the culture. It will serve as an excellent footing for getting that change to begin, but major change in the culture takes generations. It does not happen in a couple of years.
No, the point is,
No, I agree.
historically it has taken generations because of how fast how long it's taken information to travel. The very nature of social media is speeding that up. I don't disagree it takes longer than... But I think it's... At every point in history, change has come faster and faster as the speed of information has increased.
That's
Well, I don't necessarily disagree, I guess.
I mean, I
It just
get what
doesn't
you're trying
seem
to
that way
say.
to me right now.
No, I know what you mean. Right, where do we go? See, I've lost where we were at, and all I can see is nipple clamps. Right, Computer Chick Production says both. Aunt Jer says
sorry,
both.
Dave.
What? Orla says yay for stupidity. Aunt Jer says Illuminati.
Oh god.
Ike says, like all tools, the use is in the intent of the user, from firearms to axes to medications. Apart from the fact that no other tool in history has had the ability to influence so many people. A gun, you can control and use it as a tool that you want to use it. Social media is controlled. It's like giving everyone a gun that somebody else can control. Chad Hall says, good and evil are ill-defined. Social media simply is.
They can control the gun on the second shot, not the first.
That's
It
a nice
isn't
point.
arbitrary.
That's a
That
very
makes
good
a
point,
difference.
actually.
It
Yeah.
does.
That makes a huge difference.
No, I agree. Orla says, I can't really socialise without social media. And I think there's a lot of people that it has made a massive difference to, probably including me. Definitely
yeah.
including me.
Like when I used to play MMO RPGs, I played a lot of EverQuest 2 for a while. I was way too the fuck into it. But anyway, when I met a girl on there who was in a hospital in France. She had some kind of disorder. She never left that hospital, and that was like her social outlet was EverQuest. That's where all of her friends were. That's what that's what kept her okay with her situation. So I mean, I think it's definitely done good for individuals on that level.
Yeah. Orla says, communicating through text gives me time to process what I actually want to say. It also gives me the distance because the very issues for me to feel comfortable enough to be social. The problem is, I agree with you on that, but it also kind of makes it worse in that people, if you give a little bit, people expect a lot more. That sounds wrong.
No, I get what you're saying. Are you talking about like fundraisers and stuff? Or?
No, I'm talking about the fact that I do this. The fact that it takes a lot of effort for me to do this.
That's true.
And people will see me later in the day. Now, after doing this, I usually have to go and sleep. Oh, I have to lie down. Right, but the point is, the fact that I kind of put on the airs to do this makes people think I can do more. So it doesn't seem to matter how much I push myself. If you give over that little bit of thing, people seem to think you're normal. If that makes sense.
No, it does. It does. It's like that people are. You put out some good content, so people always want more.
Yes.
You're like heroin, Dave.
And don't get me wrong. I don't want to misunderstand as well, because that happens plenty in real life. I mean, at the end of the day, I struggle to walk. But if something needs to be moved from there to there, I can make myself do that. I will suffer for it, but I can do it. And then you end up going, well, if you can do that, do it 100 more times. You know,
you give the public an inch and they think they're the ruler.
Yeah. Computer chick. There are good and evil, but as creators, I see streamer, Twitter, and drama. Oh my god! And people degrading others for their views so much. And the worst thing is, it works. It really annoys me.
Yeah.
Don't you think though that there are some social, there are some people in the public realm who use social media for oppressive means that deserve the kind of verbal backlash they get?
Yes. I think the problem. Okay, if you're talking about our interaction with social media, I think we need to be taught to be better about it. I think our kids need to be taught to be better. I think even the freaking adults need to be taught to be better about it, because you need to be able to dismiss the negative.
Yeah, and I think I agree. Like people, I don't mind calling someone out for being a bully or saying something bigoted. Because that's like
the problem is,
it's like
you say stuff that
other
people. The problem is you say stuff that other people consider bigoted.
Yeah, but the thing is about it is that the funny thing about it though is that or not the thing that I hate about it is like almost every female atheist YouTuber I know has at some point gotten a rape threat. Or multiple rape threats, and that's fuck up. That's where it crosses the line for me. I'm like, you can call me a bitch, you can call me a cunt, I don't care. Just don't threaten me with violence. Everybody knows like the city I live in. That's not cool. Don't do that. Don't do that to anybody. It's a shitty thing to do. Why would you
Dallas?
Do that? Huh? Yeah, Dallas. Sure, I live in Dallas.
Yes, Dallas, Texas. Yeah.
Love from Dallas, y'all.
But again.
Oh, that's a lie. There's no love in Dallas.
Right. Quickly, I have to read my super chat from the Lone Wanderer. Thank you very much. Happy Monday, not DOA dishwasher. Thank you, Dave.
Hey, good news out of Wisconsin. The Republican Party held its state convention this weekend, and nobody was wearing any masks.
Oh, good. Right.
The Republican Party is going to fix itself slowly over the next 12 months.
Like Darwin's that meme that went around with Darwin. Sit back, I got this.
I'm one of like 3 Democrats in my entire family. This is not good. This makes me really sad. Fuck. I mean, like it is funny, but also really horrible. Damn it! Why are people stupid?
Why are people stupid? Yes. Antjer says social media is saving my sanity. My therapist even recommends it. Since I'm isolated with Trumpies.
I'm sorry, I just mispronounced your name. Aunt Dura is awesome.
Ricardo says that's a false comparison. I don't know where I'm up to with that.
Hi, Ricardo.
Nerdy says social media brings us critical questions, so it must be a force for complete evil. At which point everyone is repeating nipple clamps. Nerdy says, also, just for clarity, I wonder if Dave could explain the concept of good and evil in this case. No.
Good, beneficial, evil, not.
Mathpig says, text does not convey emotions well. Mathpig then says, the clue's in the name cripple. We're just... this is going to mess things up. Are you there? No.
I'm here.
I'm here. What happened?
Sammy disconnected and reconnected. Sirif says, closest I got to social media are YouTube comments and chats, unless you want to count 2 Twitter posts I've made over a span of 11 years. See, I love Twitter. Right, but the problem is the only reason I watch people get destroyed by it. Right, you have to be able to engage and walk away without.
Oh yeah, I just don't even. I don't respond to mean tweets. Leveled at me.
I look for mean tweets.
Okay. You're allowed to think that. What the fuck ever. I don't know you. Bye.
I don't know. Maybe my idea is not so good, but I'm not afraid of the mean tweets because I can out-mean them any day.
Yes. Right on.
And I will be glad to.
And that is fine. Do it. But I also figure, like, once somebody's gone to the ad hom attacks, I've already won. So I'm like, I'm out. Thanks.
Some people deserve nothing more than ad hom attacks because
They do. This is the problem. They have a place. It's one of those things. It's one of those things that over and over again people say you shouldn't do this, shouldn't do this. Every person you are talking to is different, and some of them need some of them need a jolt. Is the right word. And an ad hom can do that.
There was this German guy in the 30s and early 40s. He deserved nothing but ad homs. I mean, he was just not a nice guy,
and still gets them. That's good. And it's fine.
How should you call him anything but? You know,
that one I agree with you on.
Yeah. Santi says social media is like a gun, can be used for good and evil. I mean, basically, pretty much agreed with pretty much everyone that it's a tool that can be used for good and evil.
Yeah, like most tools. I mean, very few tools can not be used either way.
Yes.
And it does bring us puppy pictures.
It does, and kitties.
More puppy and kitty pictures than at any point in history.
Yes.
And chipmunks and meerkats.
Oh my gosh.
Possums, raccoons,
quokkas,
koalas.
Oh, quokkas.
Sugar gliders.
Oh. Spiders.
No, there are no cute spiders.
There are. Jumping spiders are freaking cute.
No.
Oh, those little ones, those little tiny colorful ones that shake their butts and stuff.
Yeah, they shake their butts to do the mating dance. The males do this whole dance.
They
like,
twerk. If any spider that could twerk is a friend of mine.
Yeah, and they're like, hey.
Are you going to demonstrate twerking then, B?
So great. No, I'm not standing up at this point.
Right.
And I wouldn't do that.
Sammy, social media.
Yes. I thought I answered.
You did.
Really
but you can
early.
have the last word since you've been so quiet.
It brought us all together. So I like it.
Aww.
And where else would you find your dick pics?
Same.
Exactly. And like the question you said earlier, Dave, about has it stopped me reaching out? It's actually done the opposite. Because in real life, I basically have no friends. And not because I'm unlikable, but because I don't like anybody. Whereas here, I get to choose my friends very selectively, and I like everybody in this little community. So,
yeah, me too.
No, thanks.
I like most of them.
yeah, sorry.
Well, y'all are much cooler than most of the people around here. So,
have you met
you
Steve
live in
McRae?
Memphis.
No.
This is like meant to be a cool place on earth.
Have you met Kyle Curtis?
You've been here. No,
sorry, Dallas.
Community.
I love my city. Don't get me wrong. I have a lot of love for Memphis in my heart, but it has its problems.
Right.
Hey Jeff, sorry I was a dick earlier.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
We're made up. We're buddies again.
We're fine. We're fine.
Okay.
Awesome.
If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day, and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.